From WNEP, the news station. This is 2025, a look back.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Mindy Ramsey. Thank you so much for joining us for this special edition of Newswatch 16 at noon. We want to start this wild edition by taking a look at some extraordinary journeys our furry friends made this year. One pup in Luzerne County survived cold temperatures and coyotes while he was on the run for almost a month. Newswatch 16's Melissa Steininger introduces us to Bo.
This is what Bo's life usually looks like. Days spent alongside his family, the cozy life of snuggling on the couch.
Always either sitting on you or in between your legs or behind you on the top of the couch. He always has to be touching someone.
The 1.5-year-old German short-haired pointer also loves to help Dad hunt.
My husband actually takes him here hunting. He did get a couple pheasant this year.
Those skills could have been what kept him alive over the past 22 days. Bo went missing back on February 6th after getting out of his family's property in Hunlock Creek. His owners immediately began looking for him, but as the days and weeks went on,
the days seemed longer and harder and impossible. I don't even know how. We drove around for hours and hours and hours every day, just hoping for a sign of him.
A call out to social media helped spur a search from hundreds of strangers across Luzerne County. While people had sightings, there was still no luck.
There's no words. It was insane and incredible. So many people were like, all right, we're finding this dog. People were driving around, looking, hoping for a sighting. Like hundreds of people I don't know, people I just met.
While he was missing, Bo had to endure frigid temperatures for days on end, with wind chills reaching single digits. He even had a run-in with a porcupine and caught on camera with a pack of coyotes.
I don't know if he was running with them, hanging out with them. I don't know what he was doing. But hopefully he doesn't ever want to do it again.
The family was able to catch him in a trap near Sorber Mountain Road, nearly 8 miles away from his family's home. While he's a bit malnourished, he's expected to make a full recovery. In the meantime, the best medicine, some snuggles with his siblings.
He doesn't seem to want to go anywhere, so we're grateful for that. He still has his manners and stuff. He still likes people. So we're just really thankful that he's home and already getting back to himself.
Completing this family as Bo is home once again. Melissa Steininger, Newswatch 16, Luzerne County.
Happy ending. Well, in Wyoming County, a German Shepherd was missing for 22 days. Jasper escaped near Tunkhannock while his owner Richard was away at a conference. Richard and volunteers spent days searching for him, spotting him on security cameras.
First few days I got back, my friend and we actually tracked him in fresh snow for around 10 miles through the woods. And that entire time, I think we were just focused on distinguishing deer tracks versus dog tracks versus raccoon tracks or whatever, and not really focused on the stress of the situation.
Luzerne County Pet Recovery Services eventually stepped in to help bring Jasper home here in Wyoming County. And in Pottsville, a heartwarming story of one pup helping another. Bass helped 6-month-old Freddie get back home. Newswatch 16's Audie Iyer has more.
A lost puppy.
Hi, we got you. You're coming home.
Finds his way home.
Nice.
With a little help from his new friend. On February 17th, 6-month-old Freddie ran off from his home in Pottsville.
I drove the community. I was asking everyone that was out walking or walking their dogs, which wasn't many people because it was like below freezing.
Pam and Joe Palco put up flyers around the city and posted Freddie's picture on social media. Then hundreds of people from nearby communities and even counties helped join the search.
And there was nothing limited in what they would do. We had friends, hiking up the mountain. We had friends who also had quads running out, and we had coverage all over the Tri-County area.
Colin Libby lives just a few blocks away from the Palcos and saw some of the flyers.
I saw it on a pole down a few blocks down when I was walking my dog and my mom's dog. And I jokingly said to my mom, I need to find that dog.
An avid hiker, Libby decided to hike up the nearby mountain with his dog on a whim. That's when his dog Bass sensed something.
He's just like smelling, and I'm just like looking around, and I like look, and I like close my eyes. I was like, oh my God, it's Fred. Oh my God, it's the dog.
Colin saved Freddie from this ditch and brought him down the mountain to the Palco's home. And Freddie couldn't wait to get back inside.
Right up off the gas line.
I said to Colin, I said, from this day on, you're going to be a member of our family. I mean, because he put it back together, and we thank you. Because we were lost, and we felt empty without our puppy.
Although Freddie lost 10 pounds over his week on the run, the veterinarian says he'll be just fine.
So we're going to try to put some meat on his bones and get him stronger so that he gets totally back to himself. But he's on his way. He's, as you can see, very hungry.
Audie Iyer, Newswatch 16, Schuylkill County.
What a sweet pup. Well, in Williamsport, a cat was on the run for 17 months. Murphy, a 4-year-old tuxedo cat, escaped from his carrier outside the Lewis Veterinary Clinic on March 12, 2024. His family thought he was gone, but over this year's Labor Day weekend, a mother and her son spotted Murphy right behind the clinic. Murphy is in good health, and his family is making sure that curiosity doesn't get the best of him again. Well, not everyone has a traditional pet, but like most pets, this crocodile just wanted to explore in Lackawanna County. This croc was found roaming a neighborhood in Archibald in September. A Department of Public Works employee was able to grab the reptile by the tail while officers identified who this little guy belongs to here in Lackawanna County. Well, one zoo is used to welcoming baby animals, but these pups are pretty special. We'll meet the Arctic wolf pups at Claws and Paws Wild Animal Park coming up next. Well, this would not be a proper wildlife special if we didn't celebrate the babies of the group. A zoo in Wayne County welcomed some new additions. Newswatch 16's Emily Kress introduces us to 2 Arctic wolf pups at Claws and Paws Wild Animal Park.
Jethro the giraffe is a popular stop for visitors when they come to Claws and Paws Wild Animal Park near Lake Ariel. This time of year in the different enclosures around the park, baby animals are the stars. In the spring, the zoo welcomed baby goats and a Eurasian eagle owl to the family.
Baby animals in general are obviously kind of bring life to all of us keepers.
Zookeepers at Claws and Paws are most excited about their new additions of Arctic wolves. These sisters are Ellesmere and Mackenzie.
The Arctic wolves are a subspecies of the gray wolf, or I guess like the timber wolf. There's a lot of different names for them.
Zookeeper Drew Diascoli says Ella and Mackenzie were born in mid-April. He says the best part about watching the pups grow up over the last few months is getting to know their personalities.
We have Ella, or Ellesmere, is very rambunctious and excitable. She likes to jump all over me. And then we have Mackenzie, who's a lot more for the belly rubs and the cuddles, and likes to explore. So it's already great to see these personalities kind of developing at such an early age.
While the wolves are still young, staff are working to introduce Ella and Mackenzie to an adult wolf named Vinny. So eventually the 3 can share the same space.
It's going to be a little bit of a process to get them introduced with Vinny to kind of form more of a cohesive pack. So what we're going to do is, like we're doing today, put them in the same enclosure that Vinny was in to try to get their smells accustomed to each other's scents.
Once the Arctic wolf pups are fully grown, they can weigh up to 100 pounds. Emily Kress, Newswatch 16, Wayne County.
An animal center in Monroe County dealt with plenty of baby animals this year. The Wilders at Pocono Wildlife and Rehabilitation Center near Stroudsburg took care of more than 2,500 babies this year, from chipmunks and rabbits to skunks and squirrels. Baby animal season started at the beginning of February. Workers saw a second wave in September. Volunteers spent hours bottle feeding each one.
As it stands, we've taken in more animals ever this year in the over 40 years that the organization has been running.
That is amazing. Well, some of these baby animals will remain at the center until spring here in Monroe County. Well, one black lab has an important job to do. Addie the Advocate supports children who are going through a tough time. We'll show you more coming up next. Plus, a police officer got a helping hand, or should we say paw, while at a traffic stop. We'll explain what happened coming up. The Children's Advocacy Center of Northeastern Pennsylvania added a new tool to its tool belt this year, only this one has 4 paws. Newswatch 16's Stacy Lang shows us how Addie the Advocate will support children who have experienced abuse.
Blue pinwheels decorate the front of the Children's Advocacy Center on Mulberry Street in Scranton. And a black lab, trying very hard to eat those pinwheels, is the newest staff member at the center. Her name is Addie the Advocate, and her name is her job description. She will work to support the children who have to come here for forensic interviews after allegations of abuse.
Our goal is that Addie will make things just a little bit easier, provide that comfort, that support, and statistically it is proven that facility dogs not only help support the child, but produce better interviews in the process because they are able to feel that comfort, they're more relaxed, they're able to speak in a way that, is what the courts would need as well.
Addie will be able to follow the child from the interview room all the way to court if that's needed. Program manager Ashley Chikachi is her handler.
Addie will have to go through just normal obedience training, right? I've already started that with her, but official obedience training, the Canine Good Citizen training. We're going to get her courthouse certified, and then maybe down the line also a therapy certification as well. So I would go with her to all of those trainings just to make sure that I understand as much as she does, and I can work with her on those things at home as well.
She's a little nibbly, which is why she can't really, hang out with the kiddos yet. But I mean, even the support that she's bringing to our staff when things are a little rough, like you just go say hi to a puppy, and how does that not make you smile?
The staff here often meet children on the worst days of their lives. They say Addie's advocacy will help make those tough days brighter.
Being in that room is so much different than talking about it and so much different than anybody could imagine. And just thinking about, having dogs at home and how supportive they are without even having training, I just think it's such a huge benefit.
Stacy Lang, Newswatch 16, Lackawanna County.
You just want to cuddle with Addie. Well, staying in Lackawanna County, dogs took over the University of Scranton. The U hosted its 20th annual Pet Therapy Day on campus in September. Students, staff, and faculty got to cuddle and play with these pups to reduce stress before midterms.
Honestly, it's such a great way to just hang out with people in the community, and I've met so many people who go here who I've never met before, but through their dog, and it's just great to hang out with everyone and honestly take a mental break from studying and all the hard work we do during the week.
More than 50 dogs participated in Pet Therapy Day at the University of Scranton. Well, all work and no play can lead to some restless pups, but that wasn't the case in Luzerne County. Canine officers and their handlers from departments across Luzerne, Lackawanna, and Bradford counties decided to dive into Harvey's Lake for some training. The swimming session is part of monthly trainings through Penn Vet's Working Dog Center. For many of these four-legged officers, it's their first time in the water.
It becomes fun for them, just like a little kid splashing in a kiddie pool or something. They really enjoy it once they get used to it.
They really love working, and if we can make it fun for them and they enjoy going to work, right, then it's not work.
Officers say trainings like these help strengthen the system of canines throughout northeastern Pennsylvania. Well, over the summer, a black bear just wanted to help an officer during a traffic stop. As Newswatch 16's Jack Hulkin explains, the entire thing was caught on camera.
It was a sunny July morning when Senior Patrolman John Lebeck of the Blakely Police Department pulled over a blue pickup truck traveling down Terrace Drive in the borough.
Just a traffic stop, and he pulled into that business, and I said what I said to the driver and walked back.
After talking with the driver, Lebeck got back in his cruiser to run the driver's ID until he was distracted by a curious onlooker.
Oh, look at that! Roger, look at. I wasn't expecting it, you know what I mean? It didn't scare me, it's just not every day. I mean, not every day you see a black bear. I mean, if it was a deer or something like that, you just shrub it off and yeah, okay, deer. But, big, especially how big that bear was, He's a big boy!
Lebeck guesses the black bear weighed a few hundred pounds. Thankfully, he posed no threat and didn't appear to have a record.
He was just like, wow, hey, look at, I'm going to stop at your traffic stop and say hi,
And while only slightly interfering with official police business, no bears or drivers were ticketed following the traffic stop.
No, I didn't get the guy a ticket. No. He wasn't surprised because he's like, oh, I see this all the time in my backyard. I'm like, oh, great, not me. I live in Peckville, Oh, look at that. Roger.
Jack Culkin, Newswatch 16, Lackawanna County.
Well, we all know exercise is important, and a ram was simply trying to get his steps in. We'll show you the unlikely place coming up. Well, some of us like to stay on schedule, but something forced some drivers on Route 309 in Luzerne's Back Mountain to slow down. Newswatch 16's Jack Culkin shows us what caused the confusion.
It's not a bird, a plane, or even a goat, but a ram that slowed traffic on Route 309 in Luzerne County on Tuesday afternoon, baffling drivers during rush hour.
Well, it was kind of weird, actually. I was home and my mother called me and sent me a video of it running down 309. So it's right near my house, so kind of just jumped in the car, went to go help, and traffic was completely backed up throughout the whole rock cut.
Emma Ripka is a volunteer at Blue Chip Farm Animal Refuge near Dallas. She says thanks to the help of a police officer and caring drivers, she was able to get the young ram in her car and back to the farm to be cared for.
So I told them that I could take it in my car, and we threw it basically in my trunk, and I brought him up here because we also work with a Intraloca, which is an animal sanctuary. So they have a vet on staff, so the vet's actually going to come out just to make sure he's okay after everything he went through.
The cause of the congestion went viral on social media as the ram appeared to be leading both lanes of traffic. But Ripka says the situation was probably a stressful one for the young animal.
Yeah, he was terrified. Yeah, I was shocked that the officer even caught him to begin with. That was pretty surprising.
Now Ripka says the ram is recovering from his roadway rebellion, and other volunteers at Blue Chip plan to give him a temporary home till his situation is solved.
He'll be my second one from here I've rescued. So we got a big place, so lots of room for him to run around, big grass fields. So just want to give him a good life.
Hopefully keeping him roaming in the fields and not in the road. Jack Culkin, Newswatch 16, Luzerne County.
He just looks so mild-mannered, but wow, that was quite the traffic jam. Well, life can be pretty stressful, and yoga is a good way to relieve that stress. Some emus wanted to try centering their chi, too. We'll check out emu yoga next. Well, you've probably heard of puppy yoga or even goat yoga, but if you're feeling more adventurous, why not try emu raptor yoga? Newswatch 16's Nikki Kreis has more.
You've heard of goat yoga, but a farm in Luzerne County is trying something a little more unique. Buttonhead Farms near Hunlock Creek is debuting emu raptor yoga.
I love emus. I sit with my emus every morning, have coffee, and I think they're so amusing. I wanted to invite people in to flow and see their crazy personalities and just escape the outside world.
Buttonhead Farms has 4 emus, which are large flightless birds. While emu yoga may not be as relaxing as traditional yoga, farm owner Ashley Raspin says it's both educational and fun. She wants to teach people about emus and allow them to escape reality for a few minutes.
Show people that emus are not as scary as they think they are, that they're very loving and they're super cool.
Raspin says she plans to make it a regular thing. People are looking forward to it.
I love animals, so when Ashley said that she was going to do this, I immediately had to sign up for it just because they're such beautiful birds. So to be able to get this close is awesome.
The birds are they're adorable, and it's Friday the 13th, and we're playing with dino raptors, and it's just a great way to get out with nature, play with the birds, and get a little exercise too.
Nikki Kreis, Newswatch 16, Luzerne County.
Looks like a lot of fun. Well, 2025 definitely got a little wild. Remember, Newswatch 16 is always on at WNEP.com and, of course, WNEP Plus. Download the app on your TV and watch for free. It's pretty easy. Hope you're having a great holiday season. Thanks for joining us and have a great day.